Michigan's newly elected RNC National Committee woman, Hema, is joining us tonight to discuss the positive changes she sees coming out of the RNC.
Thank you, everybody. For everybody that has voted for me, thank you. For those who didn't vote for me, thank you. Because, like it or not, I'm the National Committee woman elect for the whole state. So, I do. And before we get to what is up, like new in RNC, I just want, if you remember, if you heard me speak before, a lot of times our expectation from RNC is almost like none. We don't know what they do. We don't know who they comprise of. It's like a mystery unit that we just hear Rana's name and we don't know anybody else. Most people don't even know who the co-chair was.
Yep.
And that is what I said we need to change, because we need to start expecting stuff out of this, because DNC does so much that every Democratic candidate has a fear of DNC in their hearts, but Republicans don't care about RNC at all. That is because most people just go there, really don't do much, and it's a position, it's a great title, but they kind of don't put in the work. So I wanted to change that. If you heard that before, that was my mission that I'm going to change. I'm going to create awareness wherever I go. So what is the RNC? Quicker. So, yes, I'm used to this. Okay. A lot of people know, the number one job of RNC is to promote the Republican brand. Most people don't know that. I didn't know that either. That is because they really have not done much to promote the Republican brand. And that's why my mission was, when I become the committee woman, like I don't get seated until the end of National Convention. Right now I'm still an RNC committee woman elect. So my whole thing is going to be part of the outreach committee, because we need to change how this room is going to look eventually. We need to bring more young people. Nothing wrong with like old people at all. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
But we also, there are like several million people. We keep complaining about the 7 million people that cross the border illegally, but there are 70 million people in this country who are very conservative, but they vote Democrat. That is because we have not really done anything to reach out to that demographics, I will call that. The conservative people who still vote Democrat. So that is my mission, to become part of this outreach committee, create an outreach committee that will focus on people that have been voting because they have not done any research, they have no idea what we stand for. When I became a citizen, I had to figure this out myself as to which party I belong to. Nobody came to tell me, this is what Republican Party stands for, this is what Democratic Party stands for. Most immigrants tend to think Democratic Party is pro-immigration. They don't understand they're pro-illegal immigration. Republican Party is the party that is pro-legal immigration. So when these people hear that, and the things that we stand for, that we are like faith, family, freedom people, they will switch the parties. But we haven't done nearly enough to reach out to those people. So that is going to be my mission. So a lot of people have heard about, okay, the party brand thing. Yeah, they clearly have been failing, but that I think we have to do a better job there. And we have all of the fundraising stuff. And a lot of people heard about NRCC, right? That they actually fund all their congressional candidates. Besides that, they also have NRSC, Senatorial Committee, governors, and attorney generals, and state leadership committee. Who is on the RNC? A lot of people, including myself, had no idea who is on the RNC. There are 3 people from each state that sit on the RNC, like the committee. One is the state party chair, right? There is a national committee woman and the committee man. 3 people from each state. So that should be how many? 150. But this is called a committee of 168. So math is wrong. Not wrong. It's because they have the 5 territories and the Washington, D.C. as well. So all of that put together is 168 people. That's why it's called the Committee of 168. So it's all this has been a mystery until now.
Hold the microphone out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So on February 26th, Rana thanks to her, decided to step down. And we have a new chair, Michael Watley and Laura Trump, the co-chair. It was my honor to actually witness them swearing in. It was really great. I got the guest pass, I got to go there, I saw it. Watley and Laura Trump are from North Carolina. Casey Crosby, she's the treasurer. She's from Kentucky. Vicki Drummond, she's a secretary, and she's from Alabama. So it's a pretty good group. They're all very motivated. And the new people, they mean business, unlike the old people. So I am sure there is a lot of work that's going to get done under this new leadership. So what is RNC been up to? How many people here know that on March 13th, RNC sued Benson? Right? Okay, great. They did sue because of, how 53 out of the 83 counties that we have in Michigan, technically it's 85 because Wayne is divided into 3, but yeah, 53 counties have more registered voters than the actual citizens. Right? Yes. So they said, well, clean up your voter rolls. They sued her, and that's the first step that they did after the new leadership stepped in.
Deaf people on it.
Yeah, deaf people, yes. And next thing that they've done is Nevada. They filed a suit in Nevada as well. Same problem. This is a universal problem in all the swing states. So they realized that, and they said, well, we can't sit silent. If we don't know anything about it, no matter how much we strategize, we will continue to lose elections. So they are suing. And then another thing that they did with Michigan again, because Michigan is a focus point for RNC right now. Because the road to White House goes through Michigan, everybody. And they realized that, and they're spending a lot of time and energy on Michigan. So the other lawsuit that they have against Benson was filed on March 28th about the signature verification. If any of you guys watched my testimony when I was at TCF in 2020, my mind blew up because these envelopes would come in with no date stamp on them. Or it just would be a dash and 2020. March 2020, November 2020. I'm like, there's no date. How can a mail-in envelope come in without all of that? All signatures looked alike. I have 5 people in my family. I taught my 3 kids handwriting. They all don't match. But these signatures match on all of these envelopes. So it was just bizarre. So it was so bizarre that to me it was like, it has to be intentional, and you have to intentionally ignore it and say, yeah, this is fine. So that's what she's done, but not any longer. They sued her, asked her to just kind of prove how this can be okay. So that's what they have done. All these and several other lawsuits still going on. And another thing that they've done, they launched a website called BidenBloodbath.com. It's very. If you go watch all the videos of Biden not getting 2 sentences right, and everything that he's done about illegal immigration, everything about Biden, anything about Biden that Biden doesn't know about is on BidenBloodbath.com. It's really a fun website if you want to just go there. That's a good website that they've invested money in. And another interesting thing that we have not heard until recently is that on April 2nd, Wisconsin passed a ballot measure saying that Zuckerbergs cannot come into Wisconsin. They went the opposite side of Michigan. Yes, Kathy?
I heard that they spent all the money though right away. They immediately spent the money from before.
Right, yeah. But the fact that Wisconsin went the other way when we passed Prop 2, they said no longer. This is not going to happen. At least from now until November, no more Zuckerbergs are coming into the state. They have really tightened up their election integrity process. And we have work to do. And in order for us to actually do something, we need to win in Michigan too. So we need to take our state house and Senate back. Not Senate this time we can, but state house, we have to take it back, guys. So the next thing, we all heard about the fundraising success that Trump had, right? 50.5 million. It broke the records of any fundraiser ever, of even a Republican or a Democrat, ever. That was a great job done by Trump and the RNC. So these are the subcommittees that they currently have. Outreach, I subtitled it as outreach. They don't technically have an outreach subcommittee. So they're spending a lot of time and effort on election integrity. They have 4 subcommittees under election integrity. There's a lot of work being done because of the national convention that is coming up, so they have a lot of those. And fundraising, of course, because we have big election coming up, so they are focusing a lot on that. And bylaws, not about their own bylaws, but every time we have problems in the states, right, like the one we had in Michigan, where we had to refer all our bylaws to them and everything that happened in Michigan to them, there need to be people who are looking into this and saying whether this is right or wrong. And I met a couple of those people, brilliant lawyers, and they would saw me, they're like, what a mess you guys are. I'm like, I share the sentiment. I understand. Michigan was a mess, and then they sorted it out, and anyways, they ruled in one way. Some are happy, some are not happy, but at least their job is to read the bylaws, interpret them as they're written, not put emotion into it. So they do a fabulous job there. And they have Grassroots Advisory Committee that was chaired by Drew McKissick, who was the co-chair under Ronna. He resigned right now, so I don't think they have anybody yet. And like as I said, I have not been assigned to anything because my term does not start until end of the National Convention. But my pick will be outreach, because that is what I'm very passionate about, and to reach the people that are already not Republicans. Because unless we bring in people from outside, we don't have a path forward. So the fun facts. Between March 2nd to March 8th, there is something very unique that happened at RNC. I know a lot of people wouldn't know that. March 2nd to March 8th, you had your RNC chair, RNC National Committee Woman elect, and RNC National Committee man, all from the same district in Michigan, which is the district I'm chair of, 6th district. So, and March 8th, Dharma stepped down. So it's your committee man and committee woman elect are from the same district. And what is the website of RNC? That's a common guess, right? No, it's GOP.com. Yes.
Go there.
Yeah, nobody goes there.
No one goes.
Okay, so we use WinRed. Republicans use WinRed. Did you guys think even Democrats use WinRed?
No.
Yes, they do.
Theirs is Act Blue. Act Blue is their fundraising thing. Okay, another thing I added that jobs report there is because you saw this glorious jobs report that came out last month saying that it shattered all records. Like Biden created these jobs that nobody else ever created. I own a business with over 700 people. I'm in the staffing industry. And I am on a board of an organization that has 2,200 staffing companies across the country. In our board meeting, I said, well, guys, seems like things are going great for you all. Not for me as much. I didn't see that kind of bump. I didn't even see a blip, not about that total spike. They're like, says who? Nobody saw even a blip in the staffing industry. Where did these jobs come from? All the illegals probably that crossed, who get the EADs right off the bat, work permits, I am guessing those are the jobs that got created.
They are.
Because anybody that I know of is still struggling, and I'm in the staffing industry. It's so just laughable that these people taunt those kind of reports and say, "Oh, this is our achievement." Our achievements, and I'm like, we need to be more aware that these are all their tactics. There is no spike in the jobs report. There's not even a blip. So that was just so irritating for me. So this was my contact information.